Hello, everybody. And this message is going to be listening to the actual truth. You have to get to a point where you are able to open yourself to where you could receive the truth. A lot of people are stuck in today's societies on every level because they are unwilling to just simply listen to the truth. And then, no, don't just stop with listening. Listen to it and then research it. The issue is a lot of people are having trouble with the truth because there's so many lies fed out there in every area of life. I'm not just talking about YouTube. I'm talking about in every area of life. But the Bible tells you, people perish from the lack of knowledge. Knowledge is key. And once you learn real knowledge, it opens doors up that you can't even first imagine. Now, there's another side of real knowledge, and it calls up under lies, being ignorant. The opposite of knowledge is ignorant. Ignorant basically just means you don't know, and knowledge means you are aware of. But I'm going to take this a step further. There is a knowledge of the truth, and then there is now knowledge of lies. Okay, so you could actually use knowledge on both sides. Although I do realize that ignorance and knowledge is just basically the parallel opposites of each other. But just to gear into this real deep, people become stuck in their life, in their finances, in their relationships, in their religious beliefs because of false knowledge, stuff that ain't true. And you're so easily led by that mess that when the truth slap you in your face, you're just as ignorant. You have to be willing to listen to the person that's why I get so much knowledge, because even if what I think I know is right, I'm still willing to listen to what you're saying. And then after I listen to you, I'm going to research what you said. And if what you said is true, then I can't deny what you said. Now I got to self-reflect within myself and say, you've been fed this so much. It's time to look at the truth. But when the truth is the truth, it ain't gonna change. Lies is what's keep changing. The truth remains the same. Why? Because the truth is the direct parallel to a lie. The truth will remain the same. The lies will forever change. It's the negative side of the positive. You know, we all learn about the atom in school, the positive and the negative side of the atom. Come on, y'all. It applies even in real life. You are your biggest enemy. When you cannot learn, it's all right to be wrong about something, but it ain't all right not to continue learning. And then when you learn, you have to do the most crucial part of this, and that's self-reflect. Because unless you self-reflect within yourself about what you was lied to about, you will never accept the truth. You will hear it and it will go right out the window because you're not willing to self-reflect and understand, why do I believe this? You know, even, I don't know, in today's society, you know, it always had this negative deterrent when it comes to a woman. When a woman gives the message, people aren't willing to hear it. And subconsciously, other women do the same thing to women. But it comes from a man because he is the head. But what people took that whole concept and they turn it for their evil desires and what they wanted to implant in people's mind. When God said the man is the head, he didn't say the woman was the tail. What he said was the woman was your helpmeet. And a lot of times, God put that message in that woman so she can deliver it to that man. And then that strong man will take that message and deliver it to who it needs to be delivered to. I'm going to use a case with YouTube. All right. I have been saying a message now for a long time since I've gotten serious, since October, but I've been saying some of the same messages other people have been saying, but I've gotten new message that other people didn't get because I researched and I studied, right? And then when I got this message and I told it to people because my passion is to help others, a lot of people wouldn't believe it. And mainly because I'm a woman, and I get that. I know it, and that's because that's the stereotype that has been planted in your head, even for the religious. And I'm not a religious person. I got a relationship with God. I don't believe in religion because once again, religion is man-made. It's the relationship with God that matters. It's the relationship with Jesus that matters. In the Bible, he says that he knew you. I knew you before you was in your mother's womb. That's what the Bible said, God. So in order for him to have known you, he had to have a relationship with you. There was no rules. It was just a relationship. The rules came in order to keep that. The sin came in order to tear that down. And then from the beginning of time, stuff has been changed about what's right and what's wrong. People and don't think I don't read my Bible because I say a lot of things in this Bible has been twisted. Don't think I don't read my Bible and I read it faithfully because I say it ain't the whole Bible, right? It's not the whole Bible, and that's the fact. And until you accept that, you'll never learn the truth. But I will say this. It's the closest thing that we have. And so if you want to figure out the rest and know the rest, you got to go to the only one that has it. And that is Jesus, because the Bible says you can't even get to God unless you go to him first. So let's just be real. So many people have been deceived in this world to where we have culture divide, to where we have religious divide, to where we have government divide. And a lot of this ain't going to change until the world is restored into the way it was intended. But you don't have to continue to be ignorant. I ain't looking for the masses because I realize the masses will never be able to accept this message. I'm looking for the ones who's wanting to know the truth. I'm going to take an example. What I just said about how people twist that word up and make a person think because of this is that's going on. I'm going to show you even down with the YouTube platform. Like I said, I've been telling y'all stuff for quite some time now. And a lot of people wanted to discredit me because of what they believed. And who are you? Because you barely got subscribers and you barely getting any views. Well, who am I? I'm just a woman that's a nobody in your eyes, but it's somebody and someone in my children's eyes. And I'm definitely somebody in God's eye because I allow myself to be used. But because they could not take what I was saying, because one, I'm a woman, and two, the numbers that you look for don't show. But the numbers were always there. Remember, I told y'all I hide stuff a lot in this platform once I realize what's going on as far as unlisting videos. I hide it because I know what is drawing the people to people. So I want the real numbers. I want the real people. I don't want the fake. See, the Bible says that wide is the path to destruction, but narrow is the way to the truth and the light. Meaning there is a lot of people on their way to absolutely nowhere and to the abyss and to false religion and to lies and to deceit. But there's only a small few that's on the correct path. And that message alone should have your radars up. It works the same even with this platform. There's a lot of people on this platform, but only a small few make it to the first step of success. And there's even a smaller few that makes any monetary gain from it. And there's an even extremely smaller few that are truly successful on this platform by far. Those numbers are so small. So let's just keep it real. What happening is you don't believe the message because of the messenger. And God does that by design. But he will never leave his messenger out there in the cold, right? Because if it was coming from him, he's going to prove it. They ain't got to prove it. He's going to show it. He ain't even got to prove it because he got it. He gonna make it happen, right? So even down with this platform, with things I had been saying, even down to the new system, when I was telling y'all, because I had been studying and I watched it and everything has a pattern, and people was telling me there's no formula, there's no pattern to this mess. Yes, there is, but you just don't want to listen, right? There's a system. And there's another one coming in addition to the system. Nobody want to listen. Now we're in the new system. You know why? Because the people that controls the stuff make sure they only get out what they want to get out. And then what really gets me is when somebody is telling you the truth and you go to the one that is deceiving you to find the answer. That's the tripping part. Okay? That's the whole tripping part. You want to tell me what I'm trying to tell you about a system that I truly understand because I've studied it like crazy. Now, this new system, I'm still learning. But the old system, I studied. And you're going to the very people that own the system. How much sense does that make? And I'm not just talking about a particular person because of a situation happened today, but I'm talking about in general what has happened all the time. It's a repeat offense. And it's mainly because I'm a woman and I'm telling you, so I must be ignorant and don't know what I'm saying. But yet the very system I told y'all was coming is here today. And you wouldn't believe it till you heard who say? YouTube. We're in a new system. And the old way does no longer work. So if you're stuck in the old way, you will never excel in the new. Let me tell you something. They only told you that small bit because they had to in order to get some of you to make it work. Not work all the way, but just make it enough so you can give to the illusion that you will be able to do it as well. You better stop attaching yourself to people that don't know what they're talking about because they're going to lead you off a cliff. But seeing God has put wisdom into my head. So I know once he showed me something, how to get it to who I need to get it to, even if it's not coming from me. Let me show you. He shows me something or I learn something. I give it to individuals that I know probably ain't going to first believe me when I tell them. And really, part of it comes to my benefit. Because don't believe me now, but later you will. And then when that message get to the right people, that's why engagement, y'all, is so important. Because you have to connect yourself that people will listen to. Now, for a lot of people, they will act like they were the ones who gave you that information, but it wasn't. The difference for me is if I figured it out on my own, I will tell you. If somebody showed me the way, I would make acknowledgement that they were the ones who showed me, and then I continue to research. I'm very plain about that. A good trait I see for people who are trying to misdeceive people into believing it was them, they say, I can't think of the person's name. Well, I done said that too on my videos, but after the video, before I upload the video and edit the video, I go find out who I'm talking about and I put it on there so you can see it. When you don't do that, you're trying to get the credit for yourself. See, I made a video last year when I was talking about Let's Beat the YouTube album 2024. And I was basically trying to get the information out to the people. And for ones that wanted to listen, they could listen. And for ones that didn't. But I realized because of this vague metric that they have on the system, people are looking at people for subscribers and views. I caught that really fast. Then I heard a term that nobody was using, but explained the same thing that I had learned. And I gave credit to the person that said that, not me. But I geared in on it because that was the key component. That was the key component because you see something and you assume because that's what's going on, oh, they're full of knowledge and wisdom. Well, if I need to get my message out, I'm going to blanket it around what you believe, even though it's not. Then I'm going to show you by telling you. And when it happens, you're going to have to come back and say, if your pride don't get in the way, I'm sorry, you were right. And I value people that can do that. Because see, even myself, if I'm wrong, I can come back and say, you got me. Okay, I was wrong about that. All right. That's why I don't delete stuff. Because I want you to see where I was, where my mentality was, what I was thinking, what was the thought process that was going through my head. Because in order for you to learn, you got to see all the steps. You can't just jump straight to where I'm at. You got to see the process. Self-reflect, take it in, and then apply it to yourself. And see, that's a lot of different steps. And a lot of people ain't going to go through those steps. And then a lot of people ain't going to be successful. But this whole exposure thing, how we're exposing people left and right, is for the benefit. For me, I can't speak on everybody else. I can only speak on me. But I can also speak on what I see from other people's character. Then there's a lot of people out there that just wants to really get you the truth. Because in this hard, already behind system, if you do not know the truth, it's going to be just that much harder for you to be successful. Now, people like me and others before me and others with me, the system have a way of silencing them. Because if too many people listen, then it's not going to be for their benefit. But you will catch on to what I'm saying by listening to this message again. But you better listen and start listening to the messages. So I know I'm very, like I told y'all, I can explain to you about manipulation because at one point in my life, what I learned, I did apply for something that wasn't good for the person I was applying to. But it was me and my core that would not allow me to continue on that route. I speak from experience a lot of times. And therefore, when I speak, I have to self-reflect so that I will not be back in that situation again. That's about being honest with oneself. knowledge of truth and knowledge of lies. One thing y'all gonna learn about me the more y'all get attached to me is I'm an open book and I'm a really honest person. And I don't really care if it makes me look bad. I'm going to still tell you the truth. And that's just my core. That's who I am. I gotta have the truth around me. If it's a lie, I'd rather just not talk to you. That's me. Now, some people, they'll say, don't say that around auntie. Don't say that around my mama. Because if she knows it, she's not going to be able to go along with it. Okay? And there's some people try to prep me and come back. Well, today I'm going to say this, but you just stay quiet. Okay, don't say this, okay? Because they know how I am. Let me get out of here. I mean, so that could be a clue to some people now. If I leave or I'm not saying nothing, something might not be right. Okay? Because if it's the truth, I'm going to speak on it. You have to know how to research stuff for your own, apply stuff for your own. And I said a lot in this video without saying a word. And I realized that. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up and really know what the truth is. And by the way, you drink wine, you don't drink haterade, but you drink jealousy. Extremely bad. That sister of yours, you are highly jealous of her. Very jealous. Can't be that way. Self-reflect. Self-reflect. Like I said, I see a lot. And when you see stuff, you can't unsee it. That's part of being who God designed you to be. And that ain't going to resonate with a lot of people. I know that. This is part of my conversation with Natalie yesterday because she was like, you telling me what to do, but you trying to say, you know you got to go hard. No, Natalie, I ain't saying that. I'm going to go hard. But I also know how I am. I also know how people will take me. So I have to be realistic when I deliver some things and mask it up sometimes. Okay? That's why I don't like makeup, y'all. Giving y'all a little bit about myself. That's why I don't like makeup. Makeup only masks who you really are. You could throw all the makeup. TLC said it good, and that was one of my favorite songs. Don't go chasing waterfalls, baby, because you could put all the makeup in the world. You could put hair all up in your hair. You can do all those things. You can have your body altered. You can do all those things. But at the end of the day, if you can't look at yourself and love yourself, you still ain't nothing because you ain't nothing to yourself. But in God's eyes, you everything. And you have to get to a point where you stop seeing yourself through man's eyes and see yourself through God's eyes. Then, when you see yourself through God's eyes, the truth will attach itself to you, sometimes without even first looking for the truth. I know I can go ahead and about to end this message because I know I can get a little deep. And for those that just ain't following and just can't get it, like I said, I ain't trying to reach the masses. I ain't. Maybe God is, but I'm not. I'm trying to reach the ones that will listen. And so I said to Brother TV, Clone TV, last night when I even said this to him. You know, I study these analytics like crazy. I watch and I grow. My numbers growing like crazy because I'm applying what I am learning, not just on my own, but what I'm learning from other people. And it's growing. And I feel once I get to a certain number, and if you talk to me, you already know what that number is. This channel is going to explode. But like I told Brothers Media Clone TV, the two brothers last night, and both of them was there on that live. But trust and believe that I heard the other one, even though he wasn't on camera. I peeped. I hear everything. I see even the things that we can't see. Or what some people will allow to go over their head. My message is to those who will listen. So when my channel take off the way I know it's getting ready to take off, I must continue to reach back and continue to help them that I see that are struggling with the truth. But what I want to do is bring everybody with me, man. And I know people tell you sometimes you can't bring people with you. And I'm not being stupid. I realize that too. That's why I said I'm not looking for the masses. I'm looking for the ones who will listen and the ones that want to grow. And this ain't tooting my own horn because I give myself no credit for this. The only person I give credit for that has put this in me the way it has is God and God alone. He made me who I am. The second person I give credit to is my children because they push me to want to do better. And the third people I will give credit to is for all the ones God allowed me to attach myself to receive the knowledge that they have and to give them the knowledge that I have. As always, y'all, be your brothers and sisters keeper. Keep God first. Until